Welcome to the channel, my fellow warriors. Today we're going to talk about the Stoics, one of the most powerful and influential philosophical movements in history. And, more importantly, how we can apply Stoic principles to our own lives to become stronger, more resilient, and more in control of our thoughts and emotions. First, let's talk about what the Stoics believed. They were a group of philosophers in ancient Greece and Rome, who believed that the key to living a good life was to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't control. They also believed in the power of reason and logic to guide our actions and emotions. One of the key principles of Stoicism is the concept of ataraxia, which means peace of mind. The Stoics believed that by accepting the things we can't change and focusing on the things we can achieve a state of inner peace and tranquility. So, how can we apply these principles to our own lives? One of the most important things is to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. This can be difficult, but it's essential to achieving inner peace. One way to do this is to practice the Stoic concept of premeditation of adversity. This means actively visualizing and preparing for difficult situations so that when they do happen, we're better equipped to handle them. Another important aspect of Stoicism is the idea of virtue. The Stoics believed that living a virtuous life was the key to happiness and fulfillment. This means being honest, courageous, and compassionate in all of our actions. To practice virtue in our own lives, we should strive to be the best versions of ourselves, and always be guided by our moral compass. Another way to be more stoic is to practice mindfulness. This means being present in the moment and focusing on the task at hand. By being mindful, we can avoid getting caught up in our thoughts and emotions, which can lead to stress and anxiety. Mindfulness can be practiced through meditation, yoga, and other mindfulness practices. Now, here's something that people might not know about Stoicism. It was a favorite philosophy of some of the most powerful and influential figures in history. Julius Caesar, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus were all Stoics, and they used the principles of Stoicism to guide their actions and decisions. By studying these historical figures, we can gain insight into how they applied Stoicism to their own lives, and how we can do the same. Another important aspect of Stoicism is the concept of apatheia, which means being free from passion and emotion. This doesn't mean being emotionless, but rather being in control of our emotions and not letting them control us. To practice apatheia, we can try to detach ourselves from our emotions and observe them as if they were happening to someone else. The Stoics also believed in the importance of self-discipline and self-control. This means being able to control our impulses and desires, and not giving in to them. Self-discipline can be practiced through setting goals and working towards them. And by being mindful of our actions and reactions, we can become more stoic in our own lives. It's important to remember that being stoic doesn't mean being emotionless or unfeeling, but rather, being in control of our thoughts and emotions. It's also important to note that becoming more stoic is a continuous journey. It's not something that can be achieved overnight, but rather something that requires consistent practice and effort. But by committing to the principles of Stoicism, we can become stronger, more resilient, and more in control of our lives. Another key aspect of Stoicism is the concept of amor fati, which means love of fate. The Stoics believe that everything that happens to us is a part of the natural order of things, and we should accept and embrace it. This doesn't mean we should give up on our goals and aspirations, but rather accept that things may not always go as planned and be ready to adapt. To practice amor fati, we can try to find the positive in every situation, no matter how difficult it may seem. The Stoics also believed in the power of gratitude. They believed that by being grateful for what we have, we can find contentment and happiness in our lives. To practice gratitude, we can try to make a habit of writing down 3 things we're grateful for each day. This will help us focus on the positive aspects of our lives and not take things for granted. One of the most important aspects of Stoicism is the concept of logos, which means reason. The Stoics believe that reason is the guiding principle of our lives, and we should always strive to live in accordance with reason. To practice logos, we can try to be more rational and logical in our thinking and decision making. This means not getting caught up in emotions and impulses, but rather, considering the facts and making informed decisions. The Stoics also believed in the power of self-reflection. They believed that by examining our thoughts and actions, we can gain insight into ourselves and make positive changes. To practice self-reflection, we can try to set aside some time each day to think about our actions and reactions, and consider how we can improve. This can be done through journaling, meditating, or talking with a therapist. Lastly, the Stoics believed in the importance of community. They believed that by being a part of a supportive community, we can find strength and support during difficult times. To practice community, we can try to surround ourselves with people who share our values and beliefs, and who will support and encourage us on our journey. This can be done through joining clubs, organizations, or groups that align with our interests and values. In conclusion, the Stoic philosophy offers a powerful and practical guide for living a good life. By focusing on what we can control, practicing virtue, mindfulness, self-discipline, striving for inner peace, being in control of our emotions, living in accordance with nature, loving fate, gratitude, reason, self-reflection, and being part of a supportive community, we can become more stoic in our own lives. Remember, it's a journey and requires practice and effort. But by committing to it, we can become stronger, more resilient, and more in control of our lives. Thank you for watching. Click on the subscribe and like button for more.